Alright, I'm going to do a quick video that I'm way behind on pruning and starting to train these tomatoes to go up this trellis. You can see I actually already did this one. I just filmed a TikTok video to do a walkthrough for it. And so for this video, I'm actually going to do this big one right here. So it's going to be kind of difficult because I'm going to have to push all the squash and zucchini out of the way. But I think we're going to make it happen. So just so that we can see a little bit better, I'm going to cut back some of this squash. Make a little room here. You can see this dude is... So this is the one we're working with right here. It's already got tomatoes being produced on it, and we want to try to condense it down and trim up some of the stuff from the bottom, and then train it to go up on the wall and grow up that direction. So let's see what we can do. So first I'm going to actually focus on trimming all the stuff off the bottom, and then we'll go with the training. So let's go ahead and clean up all this stuff down here. Any of these, like this little guy down here, even though it's trying to branch off, we don't want it. So we're going to take that out. This little sucker side shoot here's coming out. I'm going to take this one out. This little guy out. This little guy out. And I do have some tomatoes being produced on that one already, right here. I might leave that. So when I bring that up, I should actually, I'm going to take those off. I think they're too close to the ground. We'll have plenty of tomatoes throughout the season. I don't really need that. I think this one can come out. That one can come out. That can come out. That can come in. So look at that one. Okay, so that's good. And then this was trying to grow some tomatoes, and that just, they didn't happen, so we'll cut it out. Let's cut that out. And then let's look at some of these. Let's see if I can bring this over here. You can look close into here. Where's that at? Oh my gosh, I lost it. Oh, there we go, right there. And you can see that sucker in between where the main stem is, and that comes off. I want to get some of those out of there too, because we just need to clean up and let the plant focus on only growing the main stems up this wall. Because by the end of the season, let's see if I can get the camera back on here. By the end of the season, this is going to be 10 or 12 foot tall easily. So let's get that out of there. Oh, that one's already broken off. Let's cut it off. I think, oh, let's go over here. Oh, that's a whole other plant. Get that out of the way. Here's this one. Oh, we got some down here. Yeah, there we go. So that's actually, the bottoms are pretty well cleaned up there. Let's see what we got going here. So you can see cleaned up a lot of this here. And so really what I want to focus on is I want to focus on training this plant up this trellis, and then we're going to continually be pruning on this thing throughout the season. So I think I'm going to quit hacking at this point. I'm going to let this grow a little bit, and then I'll come back and get more of the suckers up on this top part and develop more of the main runners going up the wall. But for now, I'm just going to focus on trying to tie this plant to this trellis and train it to go up the wall. So, alright, so for this I actually just use like a hemp or jute twine And since this has so many arms, I think I have enough room. If I don't, I'll cut one off. But I think I have enough room to spread them out. And so this looks like the furthest over this way for now. So let's go ahead and tie this up over here. Let's go. Let's put that under there. That through there. Okay. And then let's, I think, just one on this other side, and that'll be a good start. And then I'll look through and see how crowded it is. I might do a little thinning. I know I said I wasn't going to thin anymore until it grew, but this is a pretty big plant. So this one's way over here, so I still have room over here to spread this one out. So let's spread that. Put that there. Let's put this one up here. Tie this back here. So now you can see how this one's now all contained in here, and we can train it up the wall to stay in this form, and it should be able to go straight up like this, straight up the wall, 10 or 12 foot. If I can get my cutters open. There we go. I do think I'm gonna get some of this lower stuff. It's just not necessary. Try not to cut my finger off. Alright. Okay. So that's actually pretty good. Let's move this. Let's move this one back. There. So now you can see the shape that I've made. Let's see if we can get in here. You can see how I cleared out the bottom. So there's not anything close to the ground. That can help with mold. It's not a guarantee. We have an IPM program in place for that. We'll have a video over that. And then you'll see how I basically trained it up to be about 3 foot wide, and you can see all the main branches. Now this overlap little one right here, I'm gonna watch. I might end up cutting one of these off. I'll wait a week or two and kind of watch this, but this will be a continuous process throughout the season, and you can go through and like some of these little suckers like that. I'll probably go through and clean some of this up, but I want to see what this looks like in a week or two, and then I'll start thinning it out more. And now I have 2 out of the 1, 2, I don't know. I've got like another 10 or 12 more to do. But that was the biggest one. And so these actually should be easier. And it'll just be the same process. This is all this plant here. I'll trim up the bottom. I'll come tie it up here, and we'll start training it up that trellis and do the same thing. And then by the end of the season, this should be a solid wall of tomatoes that's roughly 10 or 12 foot tall and 29 foot long. Okay, so here's the wall, totally done. You can see it's all cleaned up. Started to train them, and we'll just keep weaving them through the trellis throughout the season, and we'll grow them all the way up there, 10 or 12 foot tall.